I'm curious, how did you get to Earth?
It's a matter of harnessing the energy of light. I know that sounds crazy to you. You beings are eons away from discovering light travel.
Travel at the speed of light?
Oh no, we can travel many times that speed. Various multiples of c. Otherwise, the trip here would have taken about 1,000 years now, wouldn't it?
Nothing can travel faster than the speed of light.
I would say that you've misread Einstein, Dr. Powell.
I've had regular sleepless nights since the age of 15, hooked up to twisted mind control machines. Let me try and explain what I've seen, cause it feels more real than just another bad dream. Men in white coats crowding round, taking notes, inserting microchips and needles into my neck and throat. Every limb tied in straps as I struggle, hearing a voice say try to relax. They crowd round the monitor but all I see is their backs. They turn to reveal something unreal, they're shapeshifters. They turn green with little eyes, double in size, looking like incredible Hulk weightlifters. Scaly skin, 3 eyes and a 4-foot long tail. Sharp teeth, bad breath and green saliva leaving a trail. I realise they're reptilian and my lungs cease to excel. I can't breathe, feels like I'm drowning in a fire of hell. That's when I wake 5 hours before my alarm clock bell. With a cold sweat and a shake, with visions too graphic to describe in detail. But even if I could find words to describe these images, who could I tell? Who could free my mind from this third dimensional cell without looking at me like I'm crazy? Cause it might just well be. These trembling hands and dark eye bags make me look a little unhealthy. Save me, feels like I can't go to sleep till I'm resting at least 6 feet deep. Cause the midnight hours where the nightmares creep and snatch my body from under the bed sheets. These beings take me by control into the UFO and have done for 3,000 nights on a roll. One night the general of the Nibiru ship had something he wanted to show about the effects of global warming and the new ice age snow. He said he'll let me go back to Earth as long as I show which each prophecy's worth and not to worry about my previous reptilian nightmare curse. He told me that both sides have been studying my physical since my birth. Each night they both battle to see who can snatch me first. They will give me knowledge but the reptiles made me feel worse. Let me break down the history of the Elohim in this verse. The Elohim have been civilized for 23 billion years on Nibiru. 10 million years ago they made life on Mars when the red planet was blue. They control volcanic activities and oceans so clear or see-through. When the planet dried up they came here on a ship with Anu, the great father of Enlil and Enki. Man was made here by those three, the Holy Trinity. Enki wanted man to have a family, so he taught Adam how to fuck Eve under the life-giving tree. Enlil became furious and declared his own brother an enemy. He turned him into a serpent made to crawl on his belly, so Enki remained hidden waiting patiently for Enlil's descendants to grow strong like an Elysian army. The end of the golden age came quite suddenly. 2 continents sunk to the underworld silently. All the gods watched from the mountains close by as Enki and the Dragonian serpents took flight to the sky. The flood survivors had to wait for 40 days to find dry ground. Maps have been found proving the people knew the earth was round. When they landed they had to build great cities again without the help of the gods, cause by this time they were just mainly men who prospered and grew in numbers and eventually forgot about the others, the other beings who existed in our universe, the ones I spoke of earlier on in this verse. The Dragonians who went to space when the heavens burst, forever flooding the 2 greatest continents on the earth. Atlantean and Lemurian survivors repopulated in Africa. In Kemet they had cures for deadly diseases like cancer and knew the sciences of how to embalm a corpse and make it live forever. Now the teachings have been lost and a different story is told. Not ours, but his story is told. The world's records can be found in the Dead Sea Scrolls, so don't swallow what the government feeds you, cause they don't tell you about the reptilians interbreeding, it's true. When you wake up people think you're crazy too. They'll call you paranoid for thinking your phone's tapped into. Surveillance cameras everywhere following you. We're being inhabited like caged animals in the zoo. The whole planet is brainwashed. The magic we once practiced has now been lost. We can't levitate or walk through walls no more. We have no shame in to come and cure ourselves from the fiery image of hell we live in. The earth consists of deaf, dumb, blind men and women. We have to go back to thinking like children and let our mind discover other vibrations so we can tune into the 4th and 5th dimension with or without the help of intoxications. Who says that fantasies and hallucinations ain't real? They could be the time that secrets are revealed, to give sight to the blind and the ill, to have the ability to touch and feel so-called spirits that reach out from the outer limits, come in the form of flying saucer visits. The ancients recorded the account of floating domes. The story is hidden through architecture's royal buildings and homes. You see kings and royals all connected through the skull and bones, who live in subterranean mountain bases, hidden tunnels, networks and other places. Celestial spaceships that orbit the solar, but the prophecy gives the day when all this will be over. 2500 AD, in a radiated hot October, we'll be attacked by an asteroid shower, so we'll be forced to flee back to Al-Nitak in the constellation of Orion, where the goddess sat, awaiting our arrival to the new kingdom, the new world and the new heaven. Back to square one again, to relive the same timeline. Amen. Rah!
Nothing can accelerate to the speed of light because its mass would become infinite. Einstein said nothing about entities already traveling at the speed of light or faster, at tachyon speeds.
Tachyon?